Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Fruitful Fridays. I'm going to wait a second, see who's on here. And if you are, just say a little hello so I know you're here. Gives me a little inspiration. And I hope that you're having a good start to your morning. We have some exciting things. We're going to talk about small steps to make a big impact. And it's so important we're going to get into tips around how these small steps can really impact you. So stay tuned for that. To start out, we're going to just reflect on how you were this week. How did your week go? How are you all doing? Last week we talked about forgiveness. And maybe you forgave someone. Hey, Skip Kelly, thanks for joining this morning. Nice to have you on. And let's just give ourselves some praise, because whatever you did, it counts. Just give yourself praise and write it down, because then you see the evidence when you do that. Because a lot of times we just do all these things and we don't even realize how much we've done. Good morning, Zoe. Thanks for coming on. So give yourselves praise and forgive if you have to. And just let's erase our heads. Let's just erase them. Happy Friday. Absolutely. Thank you. And erase our heads. Let's start out with a new slate and get inspired today, because that's what it's all about. So before I get into the topic, I just want to say I'm Karen Treaster, for those who don't know me, and I work with women so they feel empowered and they get inspired with whatever they desire. And I specialize with working with divorced women who, like me, came from a place where they were pretty broken. And so it takes a little bit more steps to get you to a place where you really feel like you deserve. You deserve to achieve the success you desire. Actually, that was one of my speeches, and that's what I am praising myself for. I did have a speech this week. So, you know what? Whatever level, wherever you are, you have a new job. Zoe, congratulations. I know you have a new job. And whatever step you're taking towards what you're doing, it all counts and it's all good. So, okay. Hey, Deb, nice to have you on. Thanks so much for coming here this morning. All right, so let's just get into the topic. Small steps to make a big impact. And a lot of us are results oriented. And we want to see right away the advancement, the progress we're making. And so we sort of discount those small steps, and because you don't feel like you're going anywhere. And it makes you, sometimes when you're doing these steps that are important, it makes you feel like a failure if you let it, if you let it. And the truth is, these small efforts that you're doing, they compound over time. And so they all count. And doing something, as you know, is better than doing nothing, because sometimes it just stops you. And because when you get this feeling, this projected feeling that you're going to fail, or you have doubt or confusion, it leaves you right back at square one with absolutely doing nothing. And here's the thing, because you are going to get sometimes overwhelmed with everything that you have going on, whether it's a daunting task, whether it's a multitude of daunting tasks, or life changes, new jobs, new careers, and getting divorced. I mean, these are all huge, huge things. And here's the thing. If you are looking at outside influences, we talked, I think, last week about not letting outside circumstances get in your way. This can really stop you as well. And the point is that everybody's got a different pace and everybody is different. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. I love to see the hearts. Thank you for that. Everybody is in a different place. And so go with your strengths, go where you are, be you in whatever you do, and let that be your measure. Let that be your measure, not what other people are doing. It's got nothing to do with them. And the bottom line is that I know for me, I wasn't really, really fast paced. And so I can kind of use the analogy of the tortoise and the hare, where the slow and steady wins the race. And that's okay. That's okay. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some tips around that. So don't ever put yourself down for not doing these steps. And so these little things will keep you motivated as well. So let's just get into some of the tips that are going to support you in making a big impact. And the first one is being consistent. So just like the tortoise and the hare, being consistent is going to get you, look at what happened in that story. Consistency is going to get you where you want to go. And so try to come up with something now. I want you to be thinking about something that you really know that if you were consistent with would really help you, whether personally or in business. It could be, if it is something in business, then it could be something to do with your skill set or reading something or advancing a certificate or anything like that that would help you. Or it could be as simple as self-development every single day. Consistency with that. Consistency with having stillness every single day. And meditating, with exercise, and doing the one thing. We've talked about that before. Do one thing every single day. The millionaire habits, making your bed, all these little things that you do. I can't come out here without making my bed. And all these little habits get you into the mode and propel you forward when you're doing things on a bigger scale. So we'll kind of talk about that as well. And a new positive habit, if you can develop that now. Good morning, Roseanne. Thanks for coming on board. And developing that new habit, this is going to move you forward. It's going to empower you. So really think about one thing that you want to do. I want you to be thinking about that as we're talking about this. And the thing is, a lot of us, if you're multitasking and you have a lot of things going on, the consistency with doing these small things are going to hold it all together. So for me, I have consistency every morning. I do my self-development. I do my routine of meditating or exercising. And all these things hold together my bigger steps that I take. And that consistency it's a psychological edge, is what it is. And when you stop that consistency of something, that edge stops for you and it deflates you. It's like an exercise program. When you're doing it consistently and then you stop, and what happens? It's kind of like game over. If you choose something, I wanted to be posting every day. And so I know if I stopped, I would lose that edge, and I wouldn't be doing it every day. So maybe in your business, if you're self-employed, that could be something. Just think about a habit that you could develop, because the consistency and habits, as you know, they go hand in hand. And when you're taking those small steps consistently, you build these habits. And these habits are what go into your success, on and on and on. And I know you realize that, and a lot of people know this already. It's just a matter of implementing it and coming up with a new habit, because we all have new habits. We're all not perfect, right? And so this is going to give you power. So the first thing is just to really have that consistency. All right, so the second tip is you may have to restart. And this is a hard thing for a lot of people. We don't always get it right the first time. And a lot of times we just beat ourselves up because it's not right, or we try for perfection. And so that perfection, when we're trying for that, sometimes that will just stop us because we're not taking the action that we need to. And I'm guilty as charged. And because you're always looking for progress. You're always looking for progress and not that perfection. Not that perfection. It's okay to fail. It's okay. And that's a hard thing, I know, to swallow and start over. And at least you tried. And the thing is that it'll just give you that momentum, like I said, to keep moving when you try. It's just that little kickstart. And by doing this, you learn so much, don't you? And that's the lesson, really, is that you try. And if it doesn't work, then you just try again and grab what you learn, what the insights that you learn, and really write them down. If you write them down, you'll see the evidence, because a lot of times you don't believe it, or you don't focus on it and give yourself credit. And what it does by writing down, and I've talked about this before, it takes it into your rational brain. So you go, oh yeah, I did that. And it's going to give you that impetus to move on. Thank you for the hearts. It's going to give you that impetus. And when you restart, the small steps they're going to keep you more focused. They're going to keep you consistent and engaged. And so really, the key to engagement is when you're consistent, you will be more engaged in it, as like with an exercise program or a project that you're doing with your work. And if you can find something that excites you about it. I know I work with a lot of women who aren't sure what they're doing. And if you can find something that you really love, your engagement will be huge. Or if you're at a job that you don't like, let's say, or you're doing something, at least look at the benefits, because those will keep you engaged. And that's so important. Hey, good morning, Faith. Thank you. Thanks for being here. So glad to have you here. And oftentimes it's intuitive knowing. And it's having faith that you're going to get positive results by doing these small steps, and believing that you're going to make an impact. And it encourages you, this faith encourages you to expand. And we're all about expanding, aren't we? We're not meant to just sit around, do nothing. We're meant to be moving, expanding ourselves as human beings, as out projected in the world. We make a difference. Whatever we do makes a difference. And so these small steps are so important. And whether they're personal, whether they're for business, they're going to give you more fulfillment, and you're going to continue to move on. It's forward on your quest by taking these and by maybe perhaps starting over, or just being consistent, and whatever your quest or mission is. So if you have to restart, don't beat yourself up. It's just, because the measuring these small activities are what's going to keep you inspired. So keep going. Don't ever give up. Never settle. Tip 3, your success is a small step away. So by focusing on planting the seeds, the small steps, and not the harvest, you can enjoy the journey. And isn't that what it's all about? Enjoying the journey and being proud of what you're doing and where you are. Take that in. Thank you so much for the hearts. Take that in. Like I said, everybody's at a different level. Some people are going faster, and it's hard. It's hard looking on Facebook and seeing these people that are doing all this stuff. But you know what? They've done these steps beforehand. So wherever you are, it's okay. And know that planting these seeds is what is going to move you forward. Enjoy and know, have faith that everything, I am the queen. The consistency has been huge for me. Thank you so much for hearts. It's been huge. Because a lot of the stuff, maybe it's not, a lot of the stuff I've been doing is motivating me to be bigger, to make bigger leaps, and because when you start doing the bigger things, all these consistent habits are going to follow through with the bigger steps. And here's the thing, your bigger steps, they're going to still require the restarting, the consistency, and knowing that they count. They're going to be more strategic, more focused. So it's just doing what you can and enjoying where you are. Your age makes no difference. Don't let that be a hang up to you. Everyone starts in different places. So no matter what you are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. You're going to be making strides and progress, and any of it is good. It all counts towards your ultimate goal. And every step and every habit that you develop, it's an investment in your future. And just think of it that way. It's the investment of the betterment of you as a whole. And it may not pay off right away, but with consistency, it will. You know how when your doctor says to you, if you have a chronic illness or you have something going on, that it didn't happen overnight. And so, thank you for the hearts. Yeah, it didn't happen overnight. Maybe you neglected something. Maybe they were poor choices. Sometimes it's unknowingly, right? So keeping educated is the key. And knowing that in your heart, having that faith that this all counts is what is huge. Just keep doing. And it's easier if you can get a little bit more strategic. And as a coach, that's what I work with my clients on. And just never settling. Just keep moving forward. And it's the same thing with success of any kind. You create it by taking the actions and the small steps. When you can take the higher steps, the bigger steps you do. And they're easier because of what you've been doing. And you'll know when the time is right. Thank you for the hearts. And dream big, everybody, and take those small steps for impact. So hopefully you can come up with some habit. I want you to think about that. Come up with something this week that you are going to do, that you're going to do. Write it down. Start today so you make a big impact. Making an impact on you is where it starts. When you make an impact on you, you make an impact with the world. And never settle, because then your belief grows. And never settling, is the reason that I talk about these learnings that I have. And being aware is just so crucial. So maybe you already know this. Being aware and actually doing it is a different story. So following people who are doing it now is so important. And I really appreciate everybody who's here today. And I love all the hearts and any comments. And when you experience one-on-one coaching with me, you're going to feel in sync with yourself. That's what it's all about. You feel in sync with yourself. You feel in sync with others. And you're going to have better relationships. You're going to think clearer, make better decisions. You're going to have more joy in your heart. Because every day, that's what it's all about. To take those small steps, following your dreams, and moving forward in the success for your big impact. So you can check me out at neversettlelifecoaching.com. Let me know if you want a free consultation, and I'll give you ideas at any rate. And I also teach at Tranquility Haven Center, and I have a guided meditation on every Tuesday at 6 to 7. Get inspired meditation. It's all about a circle. It's a circle. And so get inspired today. Get inspired. Clear your mind. Go out, make an impact. Do those small steps to propel you forward to have the day that you always wanted. Go out and make it a phenomenal day, everybody. Have a very happy Friday, an amazing weekend, and a very fruitful week. And I will see you back here next Friday for more tips and inspiration. All right, thanks again for coming. Thank you for all the hearts. I really appreciate everybody here and everybody listening to the replay. Bye-bye, everyone. It's not ending. Well, guess what? My video is not ending. Okay, then. Let's see. Let me try it again. It's being temperamental. It wants me to stay on here. Oh, gosh. Oh, let's see here. Here we go. Bye-bye.